Alright, so welcome back to another Soulframe video. So we are going to share on this spirit build for Odiac weapon, right? So this is probably the end game perspective. So let's do a quick one. So this Odiac weapon is pretty awesome. Sorry, too soon. So this Odiac weapon is pretty awesome. You attune it to spirit, and at rank 30 it does pretty solid damage. It'll charge up to 204 stagger, smite, and I inserted a life steal for this weapon, so it helps you to heal as you shoot enemies. Pretty damn good. Inside the Odiac you want to put of course the Arcstorm rune that you get from the rough grind boss. You keep grinding the boss until you get it. I already have managed to get 2 Arcstorm already. And you want to put the rat, the scavenger, inside the offensive little box. To put the totem inside the offensive box, mainly because it gives you 35% damage to nearby enemy, which is essentially area of effect that hits neighboring enemies as well for 35% damage. There are no other runes that probably worthwhile putting. The damage reduced armor didn't seem very useful. The stagger on primary attack is quite useful if you are dealing bosses and you want to smite them. The plus 12 stagger is pretty good, but it's not for everyday use. And of course, heavy cast slows enemy movement, not so good. And attack speed and kicks I didn't really use. Inside the defensive, you want to put in the plus 19 armor, physical armor, because there isn't any other better ones out there. The 24 stability is for people who do tanking. So stability means that when somebody hits you, you don't fall to the ground. So if you are not tanking, just go for just slightly more physical armor, just in case. Right, and for the smiting, you want to use this one, which is the duck. The Yeeling, where full cast, which you're going to use full cast a lot in Odiac. Full cast allows you to have additional 1 out of 6. 1 in 6 chance to smite. The rest are all smiting related, like healing, staggering, not so useful. And once you put in the rune here, the Arcstorm, you will get 1 more slot to put in the physical armor. You could also decide to just go heavy on magic armor. But it's just good to have a little bit of balance right here. If you are, it's very easy to also like level things up here. You can release, make sure you are grinding the totem levels. You can just release the whatever that you catch, and it'll just give you a lot of white powder. So don't worry about the white powder. Okay, so that's for Odiac. For the side weapon, we are using this new Flyblade. The difference between this and this, you can see that the damage is higher by about 30. The charge attack is probably what you're looking at. Even the normal attack is slightly higher by about, how much? 16, 17. I can't remember how much the max is, but yeah, this is the difference between these two. So just go with this. And then here you want to put in the Arcstorm, which is kind of not really needed. But here, the only difference here is the stagger. So we're using the 24 plus 24 stagger on primary attack, mainly because sometimes you switch across to the sidearm just to throw for funsies or to stun them. And of course here we are inserting the 15 and 5 magic armor. So that's here. For the skill tree, we are using the pack. For I know some of you in dilemma or whether we should use the wolf pack, or we use the tempest pack. I feel the wolf pack is more versatile because you get to, as a mage, you can do summoning of up to 3 or 4 wolves to distract enemies. It's pretty useful. So this is for the wolf pack. So for the wolf pack, we are going for this. Just 1 point soulbound, 1 point rooted. Rooted is nice to have. One of the things that I thought is very useful to have is this one. So your arcane power charge more quickly. And you want to go with full points onto Spirit, this one, this favor. 1 point on Grace, 1 point on Mora's Pride, and all the points on Max Life. So you are a very, your life is longer as a mage. So that is this one. So for the combat arts, you're going for the staff. So for the staff, you want to go with just 1 point on Spectre Strike. If you like to do a bit of like dodging, Spectre Strike is just 1 point good enough. The rest feels not really needed. For Helm Gong, you need it. Increase stagger on fully charged skills. So for Odiac, the main gist of it is to always use fully charged type of heavy attacks, not non-charged attacks. Then you want headlong, where heavy attacks charge more quickly. Is super important for this build. And of course, you just win 1 point on unhindered. If I had more points, I would put more onto this. Basically, it heavy strikes goes through the first enemy it hits, and upgrading it increases the number of enemies you attack. It's very costly to put more onto this, so just put 1 point on this. There are other skills that you need. So in order to get like smite and everything, you want to go for mirror spell, 1 point, grounded, 1 point. Increased casting speed is super important for because you keep casting heavy attacks, you need that casting speed. And then you need 1 point here. The locking mechanism is super key, because you don't want to shoot enemies too far, but you just want that locking mechanism to work. So just 1 point onto this to lock it down, and then 1 point to couple charge and 1 point to smack. So that is for combat arts. For the armor pieces, you want to go with a balanced approach. So we go with the Arc Bearer's mask, the new mask in update 11. It's a debate whether you want to go for Arc Bearer or you want to go for the Skeleton King's mask helmet. The difference is 1 point less on magic, but you get 2 points. 1 point each for physical, 1 point for stability. So that will be for the helmet. For the talisman, if you go for +5 spirit. I have a +5 grace. So that allows me, because in order to use the sidearm, your grace must be 10. So you kind of min-max it. Lesser points onto grace. Just nice. You pump all onto virtues as spirit. And then as long as you hit 10 grace, you can use that sidearm. So yeah, all points go to virtues, spirit, and 10 points on grace, 4 points on courage. So that is for the helmet and the skills. For the, where is the pants? Okay, so the pants here, we are using the Skeleton King's pants. There's a debate on whether you should use the Arc Bearer's pants, but it's 703 versus 622. So you can see you do get more points along the way for magic. Magic is super essential because magic defense is super essential because enemies throw those grenades at you that causes the explosion. Sometimes you fight ghosts. So I thought having a little bit of balance is useful, but debatable. If you want to use Arc Bearer pants or you want to use Skeleton King pants, go ahead. But the Enclave pants was a super disappointment, by the way. So that will be for the pants. Was one more thing. Okay, then for the chest, the chest, you have your Skeleton King's chest is still the best, 924, versus the Arc Bearer's did I say pants? Chest. The Skeleton King's chest is 924 versus the Arc Bearer's chest, which you get from Kombucha, is 1004. So there's a big difference between 1 point less on physical, but 2 points on magic defense. I think that is a good trade-off. So that will be for the build in general as a whole, like this, right? So how do you actually play? Oh my god, let me log out again. So how do you actually play this build? Is you rely a lot on the wolves giving you the distraction, and there's a lot of like need to dodge. Right. So that was the fastest way to get out of the dungeon, by the way. So to fight some of this, like the playstyle of this is okay. So there are enemies there. So firstly, before you engage the enemy, you cast your wolves first. So 2 and 3 to cast the wolves, and you want to press 1 to go into werewolf form, and you probably just want to look for people that are together. Why you look for people together is because essentially you can eat both. You can eat both. You can eat one and eat another very quickly. And before you engage the target, you would want to do a full charge like this. You can see the aerial effect hits him as well as all the barrels. Right, so like this. Oh shit. Killing them. Yeah, but essentially that's how you play this build. And as and when your wolves are ready, just keep casting your wolves. Your wolves are actually very powerful. Yeah, that's essentially how Odiac works. Yep. So that's all for this build. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.